Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge on... I was reading it, and I'm like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? We didn't record the first chapter. I'm like, what am I going to say?
And this is Gaytriarchs.
So, David, you know I have no loyalty to our podcast whatsoever, and all I do is listen to other podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this douchebag out there called Prof G. I don't know if you've ever heard him. He's got a massive following, massive. And he would probably call himself a douchebag as well. I think he's kind of a reformed conservative. Like, he used to be just rapacious capitalist. And now he's like, well, this is bullshit. I hate Trump kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to a podcast of his while running, because part of me during my age bracket right now is like needing to prove to myself that I won't die if I go run, right? So I'm listening to him, and I was doubled over in laughter when he and another woman do something called Raging Moderates, and they just bitch about politics from a leftist point of view, obviously. And they were criticizing Trump for having... We rarely even say his name on here, don't we? They were criticizing Voldemort for having redone the interior of the White House. And this dude, definitely douchebag, Scott Goff, something is his name, Prof G, says, you know, the thing that really pisses me off the most is that Trump committed the cardinal sin of interior decorating was he didn't hire a gay man. Instead, it looks like a bunch of Karens with spiky bleached hair think they have taste, including leopard prints and gold leaf, which is the epitome of tacky. And I just loved this guy. His whole brand is saying it like it is. And he says an awful lot of offensive, dated things that should cancel him. But I loved that he just absolutely stereotyped the hell out of that, because it's true. The White House does not look now like it has been decorated by a gay man. That's for sure. Melania, come on. What were you thinking?
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, like, he's the age where, like, the early 90s were the epitome of class, and that was, like, leopard print, gold. Like, he always thinks gold is really...
Are you making excuses for Donald Trump's...
Listen, I only voted for him twice, not all three times. So I feel like I get a little bit of room for that.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was a podcasting moment that had me doubled over in stitches. And hey, one of our superpowers, right? Just knowing interior design, I suppose. I mean, don't hire me to do it.
Yeah, don't come to Gavin and I's house, because you're going to be very disappointed, except for the gay sex part, but then you'll be very impressed. Speaking of being impressed, so I have a little update from last episode. I was telling you about how we went to the dentist, and the dentist was like, what would you like to do, boy from Florida? And I said, I don't want to decide. So we let it fall out naturally, and it did.
And
it fell out.
The baby shark.
Yeah, his tooth fell out. He ripped it out on camera. It was like really loose, and he just fucking yanked it. And it was like, ugh, like something about watching somebody else pull their own tooth out was just so fucking gross. But
this is his first.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's like geriatric to be just losing his teeth, right?
Yeah, so this is his first tooth that he lost. And so, of course, we're like, okay, tooth fairy, like, how are we going to do this? All that stuff like we talked about last week. So I said to him, I said, hey, you know, you're going to put it under your pillow so the tooth fairy can give you money. He goes, no, I'm going to keep it. I make money taking the garbage out. And I was like, okay, bitch. Well, all right. Well, like... So now I'm like, what are we going to do with this like biological material that we're going to keep? I'm not going to do a Gavin and keep the circumcision in a jar like your mom did. So I don't.
It was a plastic baggie from the 70s.
Wow, with just this disgusting,
but huge
squid ring. This like,
huge,
huge, yeah, massive. Yeah, for a baby, you had a massive dick.
You know, we all think that we're going to save these teeth, and then what the hell do we? Then you end up like Gavin, cleaning out his childhood home and finding everything, including all of his teeth, and they just like they crack and fall apart, and you're just like, what is the point of this?
Of your dick. I want to reiterate for the listener who joined us maybe late after the story. Gavin's mom kept the part of his dick the foreskin that they cut off during his circumcision, and Gavin encountered it cleaning out his mom's house. So, what did you do with that calamari? What did you end up doing with it?
I now in my calamari-sized brain, I cannot remember. I don't think I would have gotten rid of it because by this point, this is just hilarious and you just have to hold on to it.
No.
I wouldn't have thrown it away, but I could not for the life of me tell you where it is, which means that my children,
your children are going to discover it.
They'll be like, what?
Parts of Dad's dick are in this house. So, oh my God.
Okay, so anyway, are you are you eventually going to sneak the tooth away from him? What did you have a plan here?
I don't know what we're going to do. I think what he's eventually going to do is say, okay, I'll put it under my pillow for some money. But yeah, he's like, no, bitch, I got a job. I'm taking the trash out twice a week, getting $1 each time. I was like, you're not wrong.
That work ethic, ethic is definitely admirable. We have kept every single one of our kids' teeth in one of these, I don't know, just got it on Etsy, kind of like charming little. You feel this obligation of I need to create all these memories for myself and for my kid, and I'm going to be nostalgic and da-da-da, and you spend $35 on some dumbass wooden contraption that holds all the teeth so you can date them and say where you lost them and everything. And then by the end, you're just like shoving them in. Oops, I dropped it. They all fell out. Now I have no idea which tooth is which. It's meaningless. They should all just be, I don't know.
Thrown in the trash. Probably. It's just, it makes me feel uncomfortable. But you know what else made me feel uncomfortable is my son came home with a fix-it ticket.
What on earth?
Which is his teacher basically sending him home with your kid is being bad. He needs to fix this. And he was like talking while she was talking and not paying attention enough to where like he got multiple warnings and got sent home with like a thing that we had to sign twice. We've gotten 2 fix-it tickets at home. So I'm basically raising a criminal and he's going to lead a life of crime. So
were you a chatty Cathy growing up?
No, I was a total like brown nosing, yes, teacher, please let me please the teacher kind of vibe. I was a total do-gooder. Yeah, surprisingly.
I was a total do-gooder as well, but I could not keep my mouth shut. So I would get like straight A's or H's or 1s or whatever for grades, but I always had bad grades for respecting the rights of others, which meant I was too talkative and wouldn't let other people focus, but they needed to fucking be smarter and get their shit done faster, right?
Yes. And you know what else was smarter was our listener, because it was your birthday last week and we were saying we wanted all of our listeners to send in some dick pics. And what was hilarious was as soon as that episode dropped, we started getting DMs from people being like, Gavin's Instagram is private. He can't even receive dick pics. And so I reached out to you. I was like, your Instagram is private. Like, and you're like, I don't know how to unprivate my Instagram. So we had this old man trying to figure out his AOL login. And it was just so for those of you who ended up sending some stuff over via GaytriarchsPodcast, thank you. It was so funny. We got a lot of Dick Van Dykes, and we got a lot of chickens. Yes, we got a lot of those kind of dicks, but we very appreciate it. We're sorry that Gavin's DMs were locked. Oh my God.
I know my Instagram is a joke, and you know what? I am perfectly fine with it that way, but I do appreciate all the Dick Van Dykes and the chickens because that's hilarious.
By the way, can you all hear in Gavin's voice that he's getting sick? He said before we started recording, he was like, I think I'm getting sick. And I have heard it throughout these past 7 minutes get worse and worse, like a storm cloud is rolling in. So we gotta hurry up.
I've been muting we do need to hurry this up. I've been muting myself real quick to sneeze and cough and snort snot because I don't have any tissues next to me. That's lovely, isn't it?
That's You're so welcome. Lovely for this audio platform. I'm so glad we don't charge for this because God, like, people would be so disappointed. But
I can't wait for one day to be able to charge for it. Except for you, listener, not you.
You, listener. Oh, speaking of another listener, our other listener, Liam, reached out to us. And I'm sorry, for those of you who've emailed us and DM'd us like interesting stories and stuff, we're so behind on everything. But I wanted to remind myself of, he sent us this email about his daycare. And his daycare was basically taken over by kind of a corporate entity. And everything, basically all the prices went up. The service went down. It was crazy. And it's funny. It reminded me that happened to our daycare. Our very first daycare was like, it was nice enough. It was like very homemade kind of stuff. And the prices are reasonable. And then like this conglomerate bought it up, changed the name. All the letterhead was different, but the services went down and the prices went up by 30%.
No kidding.
It was fucking insane.
Ain't that the way?
It's such bullshit. And Liam basically sent us, Liam's from the UK, said the exact same thing happened to him. And he's like, it's basically like my fucking housing payment, which is so true. And now that both of my kids are out of daycare, I can here to tell you that money finds a new home in somebody else's pockets.
Very quickly.
Because what I didn't realize was that nobody goes to school. There's 1,000 days off. There's half days. There's medium days. There's nonstop. And I'm like, where do these kids go? Well, maybe they do a day camp or something. Well, there's $100.
There were so many times in the last 124 episodes of recording with you, you'd be on a random, I don't know, that we would be recording on a half day. And I'm like, well, my kids are running around. And you're like, no, mine are at daycare. And I'm like, I festered so much judgment and envy over all of that. You've had it so good for the last 5 years. Well, welcome to hell.
Speaking of hell, we're throwing a Halloween party. Yay!
Nice!
With our friends at the Queer Family Podcast. We've mentioned it a couple times. We're going to keep mentioning it until the party. Today is October 8th, but our party will be October 25th. We are doing a kind of a family Halloween party from 4 to 6 p.m. at Sugar Mouse in New York City, Saturday, October 25th. It's kind of like a bar, but it also has arcade games and food and these video walls. It's super fun. And we'll have candy for the kids. We'll do a little, maybe a runway for the costumes. But please come. We're going to be there. Gavin will be there. I will be there with our kids. Gavin, you're not going to be there?
Oh, we can discuss that next time.
Oh, shit. Okay, there's tea to be spilled. But if you are going, if this is something you could do, please sign up for it's free, but sign up for it on our Eventbrite, which is on our bio, because we want to kind of get an idea of head count. But please come visit us, say hi to us, and maybe send Gavin a dick pic, because his Instagram is now open.
But send it at GaytriarchsPodcast.
Yes.
So there is obviously no good news out there whatsoever, but I have been able to do a little bit of research for us because I want to be the bearer of good news once in a while, okay?
Yeah.
Don't know if you know about this, but because it did actually happen a couple of weeks ago, but there's some douchebag dickhead guy running for governor in Wisconsin who's, of course, anti-trans, anti-queer, all the things that make life meaningful, who had to drop out. Why? Big surprise, because he got caught for following a whole bunch of pornographic folks on Medium, and some of them were non-binary and possibly trans folks. Now, I have to admit, I think it's kind of bullshit that we're outing this guy and finding out what his private proclivities are. And yet at the same time, fuck that.
No.
He's an asshole.
He doesn't get privacy when he's being a hypocrite and he's trying to ruin other people's lives. You don't get privacy. No.
So that is... So that was, Bill Berrien. That's what his name was. Bill Berrien, thinking that he could just ride the wave of hatred to the governorship in Wisconsin. Fuck you, Bill. You are canceled. Mm-hmm. Then did you see the picture of the South Florida football team boys hugging and almost kissing?
No, but that's where I grew up. Tell me about it.
It's not entirely clear, I don't think, in my very, very quick research, whether or not... Take this back.
Mm-hmm.
I've just said, fuck you, Bill. Now I'm starting another section of Gaytriarchs. David, are you excited to have a new weekly series that I completely dropped the ball on?
Totally.
We're doing Gaytriarchs Sports. Okay?
Oh, Lord, no.
So just recently, I don't know if you saw the two footballers who were caught in an embrace. Did you not know about this?
I did not know about this, but tell me more.
South Florida's football team, a kicker and a holder. I didn't even know that was a position.
Just two gay men trying to talk about sports. Can you you and I trying to dance around sports when we don't know anything about it.
How do you not know this? Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. First of all, I have to find the chat. Where's the chat? I want you to see this picture in real time, okay? Because you are going to love it. So this is the thing. I don't think anybody really knows. It's not clear whether or not they're a couple. But after his 20-yard field goal won the game for the Bulls, kicker Nico Gramatica celebrated with his teammates and coaches, but saved a special moment for Chase Leon, the team's punter. So the punter and the kicker seem to have a thing going. And isn't that picture,
a lot of a lot of bot ma's and dancing with those legs, but like that. That picture is very sexy.
There's
deep
it
love.
Speaks
there.
a lot. So deep love, and you know what? If it's two bros, also more power to them. That's fantastic.
Yeah, better. Also, I went to this school for a year, so I don't want to say
you
that
did?
I turned. Yes, I went to University of South Florida for 1 year, and I don't want to say that I'm the reason that everyone's gay at this school, but
follow the trails. Guess what? We're not done with our Gaytriarch sports talk.
Oh, geez.
More just, I think the fact that Bad Bunny was chosen as the Super Bowl halftime entertainment, watching that make people full of hatred,
they're losing their minds,
losing their minds.
Yeah.
And the irony, usually them being he's not a American citizen, and yet he is, because he's from Puerto Rico, which means he is an American citizen.
You've already lost them.
Colony.
You've already lost them understanding that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. You've already lost them. Yeah.
I am so here for Bad Bunny. I can't say that I'm the biggest fan. From a distance, I am. I think he's great, but I don't. Anyway, point being, I am here for Bad Bunny, and this is going to be a fantastic Super Bowl. Entertainment, a halftime show. Who cares about the beginning?
You don't even know what it is. You are so far away from sports.
I love basketball and Bad Bunny. Love them.
You know what I don't love?
Really?
Our top 3 list.
Gaytriarchs top 3 list. 3, 2, 1.
All right, this is your week. No, it's my week. Is it my week? Is it your week? Mm-hmm. It's my week.
It's
okay.
yours.
It's my week. So this is, again, we're in the Halloween season. I put out my Halloween decorations yesterday. I'm very excited. We are ranking, what are your top 3 hottest Halloween characters?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. So here we go. So for me, number 3, Jack Skellington. Oof. Tall, lean. From
Who's Jack Skellington?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh! Okay.
He's like long and lean. He's got those big fingers.
Yep.
He's just like, he's got a big dick. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those. Number 2 for me, Beetlejuice. I don't care what you say about it. Unless I know his face is molding and he's the undead or whatever. But like that confidence, that swagger, that's sexy.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
And number 1, I don't think you can argue with this. I would be shocked if he's not your number 1. Norman Bates from Psycho. That is a sexy man.
Oh,
that is a
dark,
sexy,
dangerous, sexy.
But he's like a twink all grown up with a secret. You know what I mean? Like there's something very sexy about Norman Bates. So Norman Bates from Psycho. What about you?
Okay, I'm okay with all of those. Okay, for mine that I've thought about nonstop since you gave me this assignment last week. Number 3 for me. This is a little bit of a stretch, but when I think about the instinctual feelings of fear and being turned on at the same time, I do think about, believe it or not, the Blair Witch Project. The dude of the 3, there's 2 guys and the girl. Mm-hmm. One dude was Michael Donahue, the blonde guy who just had long stringy hair. And frankly, I wanted to have the long stringy hair, or maybe I just wanted his long stringy hair on me. But the point is, it was fun to be scared with Michael Donahue in the Blair Witch Project. Number 2, American Psycho's Patrick Bateman.
Oh yeah, I mean that's an easy one. Easy, like gorgeous, hot, cocky, murder.
The cockiness factor is just such an incredibly. The turn off is such a turn on that there you go. And then number 1, do you remember the movie Fear from 1996?
No, I was just 3 at that time. So.
Fuck off. Well. It was Marky Mark's. I believe it was his first movie.
I think all of our young listener only knows him as Mark Wahlberg. They don't know Marky Mark. Marky Mark was early 90s. Mark
Wahlberg, his first movie, and I just remember these scenes where he's the psycho who's chasing a family, and he lifts up his shirt at one point, and he is scratched. I think it's either the girl's name or like the word fear into his abs. And I just thought that is the sexiest, most dangerous thing I've ever seen. And that was long before I had come to terms with my own identity. That's for sure. But so Marky Mark in the slasher movie Fear made me gay. That's what it comes down to.
All right. What's next week's list that you have prepared?
Because we are at the height of your PSL basic bitchness, right? It is cozy hygge season, and even we are lighting candles around the house. I want to know, what are your top 3 favorite candle scents?
You know, there's hygge and there's also gezellig, which is the Dutch word for the exact same thing, that feeling of like coziness. But yes.
Did you learn that from Duolingo?
Yeah. Gezellig.
What?
Yeah.
That word was in Duolingo.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So top 3 like fall candle scents. Got it.
Yes. So today's guest, like so many of the gay superheroes in our Hall of Fame of Gaytriarchs, is a multi-hyphenate. He is an author, a podcaster, an IT specialist, a super deep thinker. I mean, he's so above our brain capacity here at Gaytriarchs. And an energy-focused mental healer, an I'm doing my best to break traumas of the past, and a dad, of course. Welcome to the show, the host of the Fathernetics podcast, Jameel Mayers. Jameel!
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Hyphenator.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you know how many hyphens are in just that intro he wrote in our outline? About 40 like literal hyphens.
But they weren't made up. I mean, you are a multi-hyphenate for sure.
I mean, I thought you were going to say like multimillionaire, the way you were going. I was like, okay.
Well, give us your banking login information and we'll test it out. We'll see.
I'll send it in the chat.
Okay.
Sounds good. Jameel, I know it's super early in the morning, but here's our proverbial first question, which is, how'd your kid drive you bonkers already today? Meaning, I suppose, yesterday also.
Yeah, it can't be today, although, give it a couple more minutes and it'll probably be up bouncing around the house. What I will say is yesterday was a bit of a chill day, and it's on the back of a really bonkers day. So we're in fall break here in Phoenix.
Right.
So
new concept for East Coasters. Fall break, what is that?
Oh, well, okay, fair enough. This school district takes a lot of breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm excited about it, and I'm not excited about it. Because I love having the kid home, and I also don't like having the kid home.
Yeah,
It's
relatable.
a catch 22, right?
100%.
So I try to do the nice things with all of my fellow families. I had their kids over for the weekend. I had them over on Tuesday over to Wednesday. They spent the night, and they were rowdy as hell. And I think at 11:45, I had just had enough, and I walked in there and I was like, "Look, I will call your parents at 12 o'clock at night and send you home." And I didn't want to be that parent. I don't want to be that parent. I don't necessarily have a drive to be the cool parent either. Mm-hmm. But it's my house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Listen,
the limits.
The furniture doesn't grow on trees. Right.
But also,
so it's like, calm down.
But just giving simple limits lets them know that, yeah, you can be cool, but you're not going to be walked on either. And they need to calm it down. They're like,
but at midnight, no, thank you. Well, I'm not interested.
Well, so here's what I did. And I never do that. I usually shut the house down at 11 because they're 11 and 12-year-old kids, and they're full of energy until you turn the video games off and then dim the room. And then all of a sudden it's like a Duracell battery that's running out of energy. They start to fold over. Mm-hmm. So I told them, hey, you can stay up as long as you want. In my head, I'm like, okay, this is 5 minutes. As long as you don't make any noise. But if I can back down here, I'm going to shut it down. I'm upstairs 10 minutes and I am back downstairs. And they're like, okay, we know what this is about. And it's just like, what was happening? Well, I stubbed my toe and I had to yell. And it's like, okay, I don't buy it.
You know that TikTok sound that is that old woman? It goes, "It is 3 o'clock in the fucking morning." That's how I feel every time it's like 9:15
at 9.
Kids are not
I was going to say,
I'm like, I'm going to sleep right now.
I thought you were going to give the what is it, Nancy Reagan commercial? Do you know where your kids are?
Where your kids are?
Or was that Nancy Reagan? Or was that just like 10 o'clock?
I think that was just like a TV thing. It would just play on the TV.
But we'll take it as a Nancy Reagan thing.
I was a kid.
But what a window into the different generations of parenting. Like when our parents had to be reminded by the television to find their children.
Go find your kids.
Versus we have all of our kids stabbed with NFC tags and we're tracking their locations at all times. Yeah.
We do Apple AirTags.
Well, so I'm glad that. How did the sleepover go? Did they calm down, and were you up making pancakes at 6
They did,
a.m.?
and I knew they would because I turned the TV off.
Yeah,
and I told them to go to their corners. So it's so random. We go camping all the time, and we have this little cushiony little topper we put on an air mattress. We're that type of campers. So I rolled that out and I put that in the middle of the floor, and they all jumped on it, and they were all fighting about it. That was the ruckus. Who's going to sleep on it? So I rolled that back up.
Now nobody sleeps on it.
Nobody
sleeps on it.
Now, who's going to chop the baby up, and who's going to keep it whole, right? So I put them all on different sides of the couch, and that was it. After 5 minutes, they were all asleep.
Well, so how did you, taking it back a little bit, tell us, because this is, I think, a big topic for you in all the realms. How did you become a dad?
We had thought about it for a while, myself and my husband, Nicholas. And, one day we woke up and we were like, hey, we're in a comfortable spot. Why not, revisit that conversation? And then we got the green flag from ourselves to say, yes, let's do that. So we decided to go the route of, what is it called? Foster to adopt is the title here in Arizona. So because when you go foster to adopt through the state, everything's covered. Mm-hmm. And while we didn't want to think of how to afford doing it any other way, that was it just sounded right. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go down that path. It took us a whole, I think it was like 3 months of training and testing and all this other stuff and background screens and all the stuff our straight counterparts don't have to do.
Do not.
They, one little shot of tequila and they've got 5 kids. And
it's classier there in Arizona, David. Not just a Miller Lite.
I usually say Miller Lite in a Carrie Underwood concert. Yeah.
Oh, mm-hmm. I will tell you, I saw Jessica Simpson yesterday on TV. Wait, she looks phenomenal.
Oh, wait, let's. But she's an actual billionaire, so she's like, I can afford all the peptides I can inject myself.
Wait, Jessica Simpson is a billionaire?
Yes.
Why? She has a clothing
line at Walmart. She was one of those early adopters in the early 2000s who wasn't afraid to be like, no, I'm going to come out with a line of muumuus for women who want to look younger, and then everyone bought that shit, and she's like literally one of the first
business savvy. Oh yeah. We all thought she was ditzy when she had that TV show. We were like, this girl
Chicken
is
tuna
off her, and she surprised us all.
Okay, so angling back, wait, first of all, why did you see her yesterday? Was that just on TV or in person?
I did not see her personally. She was on TV.
Got it. And then bringing it back to parenting. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so after Jessica Simpson gave us our background screens, we finished that process. So for a couple of months, we didn't hear anything, and we were thinking, man, this is kind of weird. Like, is it because we're gay? Or so we had no idea. We were grasping at straws. So we decided to do respite. And if you're unfamiliar with respite, is where an existing foster family reaches out and says, hey, I need a break. Mm-hmm. Can someone else who's licensed come watch these kids? And we're like, sure, let's do it. We didn't want to do it because initially it's like, we're going to fall in love with some random kid for a weekend and then have to give them back.
Yeah.
But we're like, hey, we're not doing anything. Let's do it. That's how we met Jacob, my son. And ever since, we've had him. The very next weekend, he was reassigned to us.
Wow.
And we've had him for the last 8 years.
What was the secret sauce for you guys, do you think, that it just all clicked?
I think it was happenstance, to be quite honest, because we were waiting and we didn't hear anything. And so we were thinking, okay, there are what, 13,000 kids in the system here in Arizona. It's like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And I could speculate left and right. I will never know.
Sure.
But that connection that we made when we went to see him and he came to the door and he's like, hey, he was waiting for us. He was excited for the weekend. He was going to go away with these 2 guys that came to visit him. He was going to have ice cream at McDonald's and pizza. He was like, let's go. Mm-hmm. That energy that he still has today is what really got us connected. And it's just been, I want to say heaven. It's been a journey. Is what I'm going to say ever since.
I'm curious because I don't know much about foster to adopt, but I'm curious about the process. So you had him for that weekend and this respite. So theoretically, he would go back to his foster family after that. And what was the nuts and bolts of like, okay, in the next weekend, and then how did it spill over into actual like, this is my son now?
So the current foster mom at the time did not want to adopt. So it was not a forever home. Mm-hmm. She was more of a professional transition home, which is fantastic. You want people who are really into wanting to be fosters in the meantime. So when we made a connection, we made a reference that we had a fantastic time. She was like, hey, are you looking for a forever home type situation? Jacob is in that row. So if you're interested, I will make some calls and see what I can do. Well, she's somehow of a powerhouse because like 2 days later, she was like, come get him this weekend. He's yours.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. And how old was he?
At the time, he was 4.
Okay.
He was our foster kid for about a year and a half. It took a year and a half to get all the way to the end of all of that for us to be able to adopt him. He has 2 sisters, which we don't have. but they all got adopted at the same time, same courthouse, same judge. I mean, so it was like a family event. It was pretty cool.
Wow. And you stay in touch with the sisters' families as well?
We try our best. They've got their own lives. Some of them have moved. I say some of them. There's only 2 of them. One of them has moved out of state. So that connection isn't really there.
Right.
He's young enough to where, us calling and doing video isn't really going to fit the bill. The other one kind of lives a bit away, still here in Phoenix, but it's become more of a one-way trip, me reaching out and then maybe I hear back. So I sometimes don't have the patience for that. So
understood.
And I don't want it to be a traffic stop for him either. Here you're talking to somebody and then you're not, and then 3 months later, and then
and like forcing a relationship onto him that's just merely biological and not
And we know it's going to happen, right? So at some point, he's going to turn 16 and go, hey, let's go. Hey, cool. We're ready for that. Let's do it. It's not a surprise. We're not hiding anything.
And so what's Jacob into?
What is he not into? He's into basketball, which he doesn't play well.
It's almost cuter when they're not good at it because the pressure's off. There's no championship you're working towards. We're good.
Well, here's the thing: when you're young enough, when you're like 5 or 6, you're dribbling the ball. It's cute, right? They're not really ball handling; they're just getting across, and they try to shoot the ball, and it goes off into the stands, and it's like, oh, that's cute. That's my kid.
Yeah.
Playing at 12 and seeing other kids like zip up and down and like
really
3-pointers from
get it.
How are you doing that? But this sport for him is I'm trying it. So I'm okay with him not being a professional basketball player. He gets the ball and dribbles once and then passes it because he's not confident about dribbling.
Okay.
So looking at him playing, it's like, okay, what's going on? What are we practicing?
But you know what? He's a piece of the puzzle. He's a part of the team.
I can't be mad at it.
He's like the lower left corner that's not the edge part of the puzzle, but he's still part of the puzzle.
He's showing up.
He's showing up.
Totally.
That's all that matters.
And I have to say, the trauma I feel at just the idea of having a basketball tossed to me and I'm supposed to dribble more than one time, that is some serious deep PTSD. I mean, I've never been a basketball player at all because everybody told me I was tall, so I must be good at it, and I was actually terrible at it.
But he's great at taking balls to the face. It's just not the basket.
Have you tried tennis? Oh,
David's more at like a pickleball age. Do you know what I mean?
He told on you. Wow, he just put all
We're
your
half a
business in the
century.
street.
We're half a century. Now.
Okay. There's
You don't
definitely
look a
going to
day
be
over 26.
There's going to be a statute of limitations on that joke.
26
for sure,
BC,
but
Jameel. Okay,
I'll take it. So, but Jameel, will you also tell us about? You have an interesting dynamic, I think, that you are black and your husband is white, and
Yes, sir.
Jacob is redheaded, right? Is that
Yes, he is. So he's a mix of the two of us.
What a mind.
He's like black and he's like a real ginger is often what I say because some kids they'll grow up with red hair and then grow out of it, turns blonde, and then you don't see the red anymore. He is like bottle red. I was telling Gavin, it's almost like I go to the store and get like bottle 58 of red, and that's his hair color.
He's giving you Ronald McDonald number 15 or something.
Exactly. It's like bright red, especially in the sun. But he's the cutest little thing. His eyebrows are red. His little whiskers on his eyes are red as well. And a lot of the ladies notice it. They're like, "Oh, where'd you get your hair color?" And they're asking me where I bought his hair color. I'm like, first of all,
that's a wig. Thank you.
Wouldn't that be something?
Can you imagine? And like eyelash injections, like
No, but I am sometimes offended that they even ask the questions. Like, why would I spend the amount of money and time dyeing his hair every week,
right,
for him to go to school with red hair?
And also a regular color. It's not like it's blue or something fun for like a thing. It's like, no, this is a regular color of hair.
Well, because he's red hair, he's asking, "Can I dye my hair black?"
And
I'm like, black? That's such a boring color. I have black hair, so it's a boring color for me. It's like, why? But let me count my blessings, because eventually I'm sure maybe he'll ask for blue or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that'll happen sooner than later. He's 12. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. But assuming you aren't making smartless levels of podcasting money, you do have a day job that keeps the podcasting addiction going, right?
I know. I'm offended on your behalf, Jameel. Like,
you should be.
No.
Wow. The awesome for you for making smartless levels of money. I think you might have a side gig just for the hell of it, huh?
Have you not seen this photo behind this?
Actually,
a lot of money. No.
It's original from IKEA. Hand painted.
Technically, actually, funny story. It's actually a towel that I bought and stretched out. But the print is, I'm from Panama, so the print
Why do you
is
gotta say
from
it like that?
the. Well, so that people who are from Latin America can go, yeah, you're from.
Yesterday, I went to La Paz, Bolivia, and
look at you.
Okay, this could get awkward.
Wait, you're from Panama?
I'm from Panama. Yes, born and raised.
¿Hablo español?
Hablo bastante.
Okay,
español.
podemos hablar enfrente de él.
Okay, sí.
All right.
Yo entiendo también.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
Okay.
All right.
Now.
Wow. All right. Now we got to switch it up.
We just broken into a whole new region. Congratulations, guys.
We just opened up a whole new level of listener. All right. Sorry, I interrupted you. You're from Panama.
No. So how I fund my podcast, just in general, it's my day job, right? I work in the IT industry for a very, very large company. But I mean, not that they pay me 50% of their earnings, but that's what keeps me employed. I work from home. Nicholas as well works in the same industry. He works from home. So we've got this really cool balance of where we're both at home. So Jacob leaves for school with us being here, comes back, and we're still here, which I think is a very unique thing in today's day and age, where he never really sees us go to work. He just knows we make money. He's like, hey, I want that thing. Can you just use that card that you always use to... Let me tell you how that works.
Because don't you just lay on the couch all day long watching TV and eating popcorn and get money? Yeah.
He does. He asks Nick that question all the time because he takes breaks. So he just walks out of his office into the living room and like sits on the couch for like 5 minutes. And that's what he sees. He's like, I'm always on the couch. It's like, first of all, I've been up since 6. Where you been?
Yeah.
So no, that's what I do to fund it. I mean, I put as little as I can into it. We'll get into it when I talk about that. But the season 1 has been very no frills because I need to know what I'm doing. And now that I kind of almost pretend like I know what I'm doing, now the cost is going up ever so slightly. So
we are in the same boat. But wait a minute, you didn't finish talking about the towel behind you, right? From Panama. Okay. I want to hear about your backdrop.
No, not from Panama, from Panama. Thank you.
Panama. It's behind me. It's my background. So this towel is from the Native Americans, if you will. I guess Panama is still Central America. So Native Americans in Panama. So they make this design. It's very unique to Panama. So I ordered one instead of actually ordering a photo, which would have been like $600.
Sure. That's so smart.
So I ordered a towel.
And you're giving me texture. You're giving me all kinds of things. I love that. That. Yes. That's discount art. Yes. Discount native art. Love it.
That is, I am a dad and I need a background.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a cool background for sure.
I love it.
Do you do anything interesting in the IT world to tell us about? And can you give us hints on dealing with, I don't know, everything from AI to why won't my Wi-Fi work better when I'm recording podcasts?
Also, Gavin needs help with his AOL password, if you could. Yeah.
So, first of all, what is it? Info. What was the other word? I've had so many emails. I think I've had all the emails that came out back then, including AOL. Jesus. I just made somebody laugh about that yesterday.
My first was at Juno.com. Do you remember Juno?
See, look at Juno.
This is ancient. This is like Count the Rings on my tree, Juno.com. And then it was AOL and then Hotmail, I think. And now Gmail.
I think everybody here has lived up to dial-up, right?
For sure. Yeah,
I don't know that my kid would be. Why would you do that? Why do you have to dial up? I don't understand.
Also, 56K. Can you imagine them trying to do anything on 56K?
Back then, that was super fast.
That was the top of the line, baby. Yeah, that was top of the line. You could download an image line by line of a man in his Speedo, and then you would save it to your desktop, and your mom would be like, "What is this picture of this man in his Speedo?" And you'd be like, "I don't know. I think I was hacked," and it worked back then. That excuse worked back then.
Why did he have a Speedo on? You clicked on.
You know exactly why, because I wanted to see the outline.
Also, the dial-up always makes me think of the Janet album that I don't remember which song it was, but one of the songs on Janet period had dial-up sounds, and it was so cutting edge that she was like, oh, she's bringing in the internet age. I know that is, I was a mere child when that CD came out, but I do remember that, oh, she's doing that internet thingy. I probably didn't even know what the word internet was, but anyway, that thing.
Today, the word still exists. So you still have chance to...
Wow, our guest is coming for Gavin. He's taking my spot.
Okay, so Father Netix, tell us about the podcast.
So the podcast focuses on the before, the now, and the later. So I tend to go into, who were you before you were a dad? Which a lot of people have quickly forgotten because, being a dad takes over really quickly and it's unforgiving, right? But we're all people before we were dads. We were interested in things. We went out and did things. We either were party animals or very studious or very aloof. And it's very different than how we are today as dads. And really trying to understand where we get that dad magic from, right? Father Netix, that fatherhood energy. Where did we get that from? Because it's really shaped us today. We behave the way we are behaving today. We, resent the people that we do because of it today. And then,
lots of baggage.
Of course. And then we bring that into our own existence. And it's really in the today that we make the decision on whether we're going to keep that, stuff it down, and pass it on to our kids. And that's what Father Netix is really about. Tell me where you come from, tell me who you are, and tell me how you will pass that down to the next generation. And God knows we need a different generation than we have today in many circles. So I think a lot of the kids that we are intentionally bringing up are going to be gangbusters when they grow up.
Yeah, I think I think the one of the big differences in our parenting generational styles is that our generation, I feel tries to do things deliberately, where I feel like previous generations just kind of fell in line with whatever the thing was. This is going to sound so trite, but one of the most inspiring things I saw about parenting before I became a parent was an episode of Roseanne where she's talking about her and Dan. They decided their parenting point of view was going to be, we're going to try to improve the lives of our children by 50% over our own. And I just loved that line, which is I'm trying to do better. I'm not trying to make you live the life I did so it was somehow equal. I had to walk to school, you have to walk to school, kind of a thing. But yeah, I
don't know that was hard to do with Roseanne, if I remember the show.
What? Walk to school?
What?
Get 50% better?
Not very hard.
No, of course not. But
and was this Roseanne
Married with Children?
Roseanne chapter 1 or Roseanne chapter 2?
1. I always say that whenever everyone says what's one of your favorite shows? And Roseanne, but old Roseanne before she became a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, chapter 2 is wow.
They tried, and I wanted to. I had so many notes for them. I was like, this could have worked. It didn't, but it could have worked. Anyway.
So when did you get the idea, and where did the inspiration come from?
I feel like it's always kind of been in the back of my head. I've always wanted to do a podcast, but before this, I was like, man, it needs to be something that I want to do on a regular basis, something that I want to put all my energy and time into. Nicholas and I had played with an idea of an ADHD podcast where you have your neurotypical husband and your, not so neurotypical other husband, trying to understand why things happen and why things don't happen. So if you guys haven't gone down the route of ADHD, it may explain a lot of what you see in the world. And you go, why is that person doing that? Well, ADHD is not just kids bouncing off the wall. There is so much more to it.
Sure.
And adults have it as well. Nonetheless, this one just came up. I started this in May, so it's only been a few months.
Wow, look at you. You're a podcasting
I hit
baby.
the ground running.
She's got a network, honey. She's got a whole network.
Listen,
a collage.
You got to start somewhere. And I just said, start here.
Yeah.
I don't know what here is. Half the time, I don't even know where I am. But
maybe in Panama. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Man, so I'm going back to Panama in November. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Do you still have family there?
My grandmother, she is 97.
Yes, she better be 97.
Cool. So when I get to be 97, I'm going to look this fabulous. So
yes,
I'm ready for that.
Yes.
For sure.
Black don't crack.
And Panama don't. I don't know what the word that
also,
rhymes with Panama.
We'll put a pin in that.
How does your grandmother influence your father-netics, would you say?
Oh, good question, Gavin.
So, wow. Okay. Coming in with the sidewinders.
It's a baseball
I would say
reference.
my grandmother, I grew up with my grandmother in Panama. So it was my grandmother and my grandfather. They were the ones that were omnipresent for the first 10 years of my life. We lived in a very small community in Panama. It's called the Canal Zone. So it's right next to the canal. Our backyard was literally the canal zone. So you
could have fallen in. Did you lose baseballs and soccer balls and dolls?
Have you really?
Oh my God, you fell into the Panama Canal.
You thought you were being funny. I actually did.
No, Gavin never thinks he's being funny. Trust me. He's very well aware of his position.
So, and this is in my book. If you guys ever get to it, it's the paper cradles. But
okay.
I was walking home from school, and in Panama you wear uniforms. I had a white shirt, bright white, and navy blue slacks, and we're all walking home, and I see this rain gutter. It kind of takes the water from the mountains and dumps it out into the canal. It's all fenced off. You don't want people like strangely climbing over these things. Well, that's me.
No.
So I climbed over and walking around. We saw all these baby alligators walking around. First of all, this is how crazy I am as a kid, right? Not realizing baby alligators have parents.
Yeah.
I think that's logical, though. I would absolutely want to reach out and try to touch a baby.
I did not think about
crocodile
that at the time. So, and thank God we didn't see the parents. Wherever they weren't there. So we followed them, and they went to the very edge, and I slipped.
They were
in red
luring
clay.
you to your death. Is what
They
were
absolutely
doing.
did.
Yeah. They were the sirens of the Panama Canal.
But I mean, does that mean you fell? I'm imagining a 35-foot cliff.
It is,
or
was
it's
not
a ditch.
cliff.
Okay.
No, it was more like a ditch. There was like a shelving. Now, I would say when my legs went in, there was no bottom that I could feel. So I don't know what was underneath there. But I didn't I could swim at the time. It wasn't like I was swept away. It wasn't a running current.
Right.
I mean, this was really like seconds. Now, the difference is I come out of there and I'm red clay down. Right. White shirts, red clay. Slacks,
and
red clay.
Grandma is going to be pissed.
I got my ass whooped twice.
Yeah. You deserved it because don't chase crocodiles, and B, do not fall into the Panama Canal.
And you caused a delay for my Temu order, which was clearly on one of those ships. So I would appreciate you get the fuck out of that canal so I can get my cheap shelves.
You did not need that Temu order.
Just a poorly wrapped package just thrown against my front door.
He is just a pumpkin spice latte basic bitch, and he needs his Temu.
I literally
all
have
the time.
Temu shelves that I have to hang in my bedroom after this recording.
But good luck with that. Good.
Wait, so what's the percentage? What's the percentage of Temu stuff that you order that shows up that does not look like you expected it?
I would say it's not as much as I thought. I'd say about 15% of the stuff that I order goes right to the garbage, like directly to the garbage.
I mean, it's not even worth sending back, right?
No, because what generally, if you're gonna because I feel like there's an agreement with me and Temu. It's like, hey, listen, we might send you some garbage, but we're doing it at a really low price, so just don't try to return anything. And I feel like there's you know what I mean? There's this the gentleman's agreement, and so most of the time I won't even try to return it unless it's like expensive, which is $15 or more. But
you don't return it. We won't tell that you are absolutely undermining all of capitalism and every
that I bought a dildo on Temu.
On Temu.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you do that? First of all, the region it's coming from may not be the adequate size that you're looking for. So
you don't know what size I'm looking for.
That was very bad of me. Oh,
you don't know what size
I need.
So many
assumptions.
There are so many sizes I need. But when I have tried to return something, they usually just say, just throw it in the garbage, and they just give me a credit. Because they're like, the shipping back is not worth the $1 you paid for this. The $1
no,
you paid
absolutely
for
not.
this. No.
Okay, so this conversation went from how did Jameel's grandmother raise him and influence his parenting and his father-netics to the Panama Canal.
To gray market dildos. Yeah.
To gray market dildos in the Panama Canal. So can we bring it back to the day you were walking home after you fell in, but how did grandma put you on the path that you are self-reflective enough to break cycles of trauma?
So I would think maybe grandma added to the trauma, which allows for me to maybe speak about it because you have to pass grandma's house before you can get to my house. We all lived in the same little city. So passing her. You can't get past her. She's sitting outside waiting for you every day as you walk by from school, because that's what grandmas do, right? Hey, and she's like, wait a minute, what is this? And when you tell the story, she's like, okay, this is the chancleta story. If you're familiar with that term, So I got whooped with the chancleta. It's flip flop.
Okay. Oh yes, of course. Yeah. Pop. Yeah.
Exactly. So I got that from grandma, and then I went home and got it from my parents, because these shirts are not cheap.
No doubt.
And she had 3 kids. I have a brother and a sister, and we all dressed the same. Yeah. So what are you doing? Now I have to buy a new shirt.
Listen, if that was a Temu chancleta, it would have just disintegrated upon impact. So that might have been a pro. You wouldn't have been beaten so hard.
Well, tell us, has there been a particularly mind-blowing conversation you've had in your podcast that made you say, put all the pieces together for, I don't know, how to solve all of the problems of society?
No. No. Society is, as you know, so complex and oftentimes so dumb is the word I'm going to use, that it really requires talking to a million people to really have any clear direction. I think what dads are doing today is their very best, and that's what I expect from people. Just do your very best. Sometimes that's not good today. Sometimes it's awesome tomorrow. And what kids remember are the awesome parts, as long as you show up and you're present and you're doing your very best. Now, when you give up and you lay down on the job, those are the kind of kids that end up in Congress today, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
We're trying to avoid that,
and we are trying to avoid exactly that.
So that's what I've really learned. What I've taken away is this adoption journey can go in so many different directions. Everybody's story is different, and the price tag is ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you're talking about surrogacy and adoption, private adoption. And I don't know. I mean, we've got some people that are really invested in extending their family to, the tune of, five digits. So it's like, I don't know if I would have gone down that path. So I take my hats off to everybody that does it, whichever way they do it.
Have you checked Temu for babies? They might have. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. You don't
Bringing
know.
it full circle. How did you become a dad? Well, I went to Walmart.
Have you heard of Temu? Have you heard of Shine? Yeah.
Walmart sent me to Temu.
Fulfilled by Temu.
You are an author, and you have written a couple of books, Paper Cradles and Elysium, right? Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did. Right. So Elysium, we went to St. Thomas, the island of Virgin Islands. We went to St. Thomas for about a week and a half. And when I got back, I had such an amazing experience there as far as the island, the culture, just hanging out, doing nothing. That I decided to write a book. And the backdrop, the actual location for the book, even though it's sci-fi, is St. Thomas. And the premise of the book is really trying to understand how this kid who's gone through some loss in his family is really connecting the dots into some sort of a royal lineage that's from a different dimension. So it's really,
of course,
sci-fi oriented. The character is a gay character. But
should hope so.
The book is not about being gay. It's just the character happens to be gay. And I wanted to impress that in my writing, because what we see a lot of out there is a lot of novels that are romance driven, which is fine. We need a lot of that. But it's all like romance. And I saw this guy in high school, and high school was years ago for me. And I loved reading those books, but I'm not there. So sci-fi
you want gays in space. That's what you want.
Okay, let's do that.
Who just happened to be gay. The fact that they all hook up
just in high school.
Who are going into Uranus. Yeah.
And they just happen to hook up, not because they're gay, but just because they got to do it. All right. So we can find your books at JameelMayers.com. Is that right? And
you can also Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, on my Instagram at Fathernetics. It's everywhere. You can go get it. Go pick up 10,000 copies just to get you started.
Well, all right, Mr. Multi-hyphenate, share with us
I love it.
Those shit stories from the past that have seen you getting your parenting merit badge and that you will never, ever, ever forget.
A lot of Jacob's a pretty good kid when he's compared to other kids. But when he's isolated and by himself, it's like, what exactly did we do? What did we sign up for? So what we struggle with him a lot is honesty.
Okay.
And I struggle with it also because I'm an honest person by default. So I sometimes get taken for a ride. So what we struggle with is, did you do A, B, C, and D? And he'll look at you dead in your face and go, yes, I did. Mm-hmm. And you're like, are you sure? Absolutely, I did. And then Nicholas, my husband, will come in and hear the story. Did you? And he's like, he's lying. I'm like, what do you mean? Look at his face. He's not lying.
Look at his hair. He couldn't be lying.
Redheads don't lie. They don't.
And
never.
Never.
Now it makes sense. Okay. And so I don't. One of my stories, I guess, would be when we go camping. We usually do it a little bit different. It's kind of half glamp, half not. Nicholas likes to really do special things. Like we have carpets and we have air mattresses and we have pillows and we bring our generator. We have string lights and
you guys move. You guys move temporarily is what you do.
Why don't you have an RV? Or do you have an RV with the lights?
No, Nicholas loves on the ground camping. So it's like tents and fire, and he loves to cook. He's got the cast iron and whatnot.
Wow.
But the problem is Jacob is afraid of bugs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So the two kind of don't go together sometimes. So when he goes out there, he's very like isolated. Like I am in the tent and everybody else is outside. So we're always like encouraging him, like, come on out. Like the fire's going. There are no bugs. And he's like, so it's that to me for Nicholas and I took a bit of like frustrated, internalized talking to ourselves, anger. Like, what's wrong with this kid? Like, why is he over there? Like we spent all this money coming. Why? So we just had to make peace with it. Some kids are scared of bugs. He may be awkwardly afraid of bugs. Maybe he'll grow out of it. Maybe he won't. Maybe he can take that to college with him one day, which, by the way, is paid for since he's a foster of the state.
What about like exposure? What about like exposure therapy? Remember Fear Factor, where they would like bury you in a box with covered in tarantulas? What if you did a couple of those? Do you think that would be
so? Here's the psyche of a kid.
Okay.
When his friend came out with us, he went out in the forest and like disappeared. No problem.
Oh boy.
Oh, you didn't mean lost. Like actual? Okay, I was like, Lord. Okay, all right.
No. Yeah. No, not lost. But you look, you can't see him for the trees. Yeah. Whereas alone, he's like he won't leave the tent. What sense does that make?
Even though it often increases the budget and might make you feel like you're not having quality time with your kid, man, having a friend along on a vacation actually makes everybody happier and better.
Well, it keeps him occupied, which is why his friends are over here all the time.
Great. Well, that I think is
out of my hair.
That is definitely a key to good fatherneticsing, I would say, is
look at you, transformation.
Losing the trauma so that they are just able to have fun and get out of your hair. That's a good.
Well, that's kids too. You kind of have to meet them where they are. And I think any parent that can do the simple thing of getting at eye level is doing more than they should already. Because kids are humans. And we talk to them like people and not like kids. And that's how they grow.
Jameel, we can find Fathernetics at all of the places that you can find Gaytriarchs, right? Or Instagram, Michelle Obama's
YouTube, podcasts. Now see, nice. Yeah, right under Michelle Obama's podcast is where you can find us.
We are so glad that you have demeaned yourself by coming on our stupid little podcast. Thank you, Jameel, for making the world a better place.
This was fantastic, guys. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for the Temu plug, too. I appreciate it.
So something great in my household just today, David, is that Taylor Swift came out with a new album last night. And my daughter was like, okay. And I was stunned that I'm like, oh, we have moved from I'm not going to like the girl that I liked when I was 8 years old, as a pop singer. But there was a whole journey of maturation for her, because at first she was like, I don't really like her. And I say to my partner, he's like, wait, she doesn't even care that the Taylor Swift album is out? I'm like, no, she's into women who are shaking their booties a little more flagrantly, frankly, than Taylor Swift is. Although in this album, Taylor Swift is definitely talking about her thighs spreading and whatnot. So she isn't just a little girl anymore. Yeah. Because I read the New York Times review of the album, which is the nerdiest thing you possibly could do. But then she did end up listening to it while she was getting ready, and she came down like a little kid again, and she's like, oh, I really like this song. This one's a bop. And I was like, I was glad that she just wasn't a reflexive Taylor Swiftie. But then I was glad that she came back to it, and she's like back to her roots. My daughter being back to her roots of being like, no, I do like Taylor, because you know what? Taylor's pretty lovely. So it isn't just the album that came out. My something great is, I don't know, just watching my kid on her roller coaster of maturity and simplicity also at the same time. And so thank you, Taylor, for making something great for me this morning with my daughter.
My something great is our previous guest, like a couple episodes ago, Brian Rees. Remember him? And John Rees?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Brian lives
the cousins,
yes,
who share the parents. I can't even get into it right now. I can't remember how
it's very confusing family tree. But so when we finished recording, I was like, "Oh, you live very close to me," and he's like, "We should hang out." And then we just texted each other that day, and then the next day we hung out. We went to their house. It was so fun. We met the husband and the kids. First of all, the husband has been a fan of Gaytriarchs since day one.
He's listener.
He's our listener. We discovered him.
How did they not did he even know that Brian was on the show?
He evidently, Brian said to him, "Hey, I'm going to be interviewed by this show called Gaytriarchs." And he was like, "Oh my God, I love Gaytriarchs. I listen to it every week." And he's like, "Okay, I don't even know what this stupid show is." And then he's a guest on our show.
But I'm going to be a guest on it.
But it was so fun. They had us over. We brought our stupid kids and they played with their stupid kids. And we basically ignored our kids while we drank wine and ate a bunch of food. It was so fun. And it was such a great way to sort of like kind of connect these communities, because it is so easy for us as parents to just live in our four walls. And I am a social person, but unless somebody says, "Come here now," it's so hard. And it was so great just to be like, "Come over tomorrow." And I said, "Yep." Like, no questions
You broke
asked.
the cycle of just endless calendar staring.
Totally.
Good for you.
It was so fun. So if any of you listener out there wants to ignore your kids with us, I love ignoring our kids. And I will hang out with you. And that is our show. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or general compliments for David, you can email us at GaytriarchsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge, dropping at midnight.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks, and we'll say some stupid fucking thing next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs.